Today we're maxing and checking out Navia's signature weapon, Verdict, talking a bit about it and if it can be used on anyone else, just kind of the weapon in a vacuum as we usually do. Of course, first things first, we gotta raise it. I still appreciate this new raising system a lot. I'm not sure we have all the materials, so some farming might be required, but for now, let's just get it as high as we can. Second star works. Third star also works. Damn, fourth star as well. We might not have as much farming as I thought. We did prepare a bit in advance, but yeah, just kind of randomly running the domain. Okay, wait, we do need some alien life cores. Let's see if we can just craft at the table over here. I kind of doubt we can get away with not farming. We only have 61 greens pretty much. Let's get the essentially free ones from Stardust, making these 25 blues, 28 blues, thanks sucrose, and only 14 purples. So that's definitely not going to be enough, but thankfully elite enemies are a lot easier to farm than the basic enemies. We can get it to the 5th star, so pretty close. Let's also see if we need the resin mats. Alt bonus, 7 blues, no alt bonus, and 13 purples. Actually, we might have enough because we already have 2 of those and we need 4. So yeah, we're actually good on resin mats. We definitely have enough of the gears lying around, so that's good. But yeah, we're missing 27 purple elite drops, which is kind of a lot. I'll most likely need Bones' help for this, but let's start with my own world. They did say they made some improvements to enemy tracking, so we're gonna check that out as well. Oh, okay, I see. It's in a much nicer list now. But yeah, of course, we can just choose elite enemies, and there they are at the bottom. They were the first 2 anyway. I should probably raise my Navia past level 1 if I actually want to use her while farming. But we did get a purple drop here, which is cool. I guess we can start with raising her as well, but we need to farm these. So I'll probably do the majority of the farming just off screen and then the rest for God mode. These are in like one concentrated region, so they shouldn't be too bad, but yeah, got a nice bundle of 3 down here. Lots of drops, but only 1 purple. 2 more here. Woo-hoo-hoo, 2 purples. Okay. That's crazy good luck. 2 more here. Another purple. And also Farina's plunging attack is really strong. These next ones appear to be underground somewhere. 2 more big boys. And we still got a purple drop. Oh, but that was all they're gonna show me. I'm sure there are more. Well, yeah, most of them actually are just in this one area, but okay, these were actually invisible until you actually like get close to them. 2 purple drops. They must have increased drop rate or something. I've never had this good luck with purple drops. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about them actually increasing drop rates, so might just be coincidence, but I farmed for a lot of stuff and I think this is the best purple luck I've ever had. Yeah, that's right. There also were some that appear on the interactive map, but I don't have. Maybe it's because I didn't do some quest or something at one point. Like there should have been some here, but there are just these rift hounds. Nope, the challenge was completed. Maybe I actually have to get the chest and then like tomorrow or something, there'll be Breacher Primuses here, I imagine. Even so, there are several underground, like here and here. No, I just wanted to farm. And the enemies aren't even here. Maybe the other set of them. Nope, they could have been like one-time story enemies, maybe. Well, whatever, we did have really good drop luck, so I'm going to check how close we are. Can make 25 blues. That's actually a decent amount of blues here. And I can make 16 purples with the, oh my God, I think that's exactly enough. Well, without the 3 bonus, but thank you anyway, Sucrose. That was insanely good luck. Getting everything we need with just my own world. Jeez, that was amazing. Okay, there's the last star. And level 90, let's take a look at those stats here. We got 674 base attack. That's much higher than average. And then we got 22.1 crit rate, which is lower than average, but it always balances out like that. As an attack scaling main TPS, I think this spread is perfectly good for her. Again, I do typically prefer crit damage here instead of crit rate, but it's really not that big of a deal. Looking at the passive, you know, with its massive base attack, plus the fact it also increases attack by 20%, you know, talking about other characters it could be useful for, obviously only other attack scalers. Besides that, when party members obtain elemental shards from crystallized reactions, the equipping character will gain 1 seal, increasing elemental skill damage by 18%, and you can get 2 of these seals at once. So of course it fits very neatly into Navia's kit. She gets different stacks for her elemental skill when obtaining crystallize. And yeah, 36% elemental skill damage is the other main perk here besides all the attack. It is possible, of course, to create crystallize in any team. You just need a geo and some other element. Unlike most of the other recent weapons we've been talking about, it's actually less restrictive than getting all these sorts of stacks from losing HP. I mean, I guess with Farina now, it's a lot easier if you have her, but still, looking at the weapon in a vacuum without other considerations, the stacks are generally easier to get. So I just got done talking about who it could be good for like the last 20 minutes. And there was one very important thing I kind of just wiped out of my brain immediately after eating, and that was that this elemental skill bonus on passive is literally good for one skill, and then your seals and your stacks are gone. So yeah, it's not really going to be good for Diluc. He does 3 skills in a row, though I guess just the base stats and the 20% attack would still be fine. So that part of the passive we can pretty much just ignore because almost no one can really take advantage of it. Most characters just don't do that much damage with their skill, like Eula. She gets her damage from ultimate. Razor's more normal attack, and if the buffs could apply to every skill he casts, because he can cast skills a lot, then yeah, it'd be fine, but it's literally just one skill cast before you have to get 2 more crystallized reactions. Ito is def scaling. His elemental skill where he throws out the bowl, that actually can do a lot of damage, but all that attack is kind of wasted. I said Fremine is probably the most interesting 4-star DPS of the lot because he can do a lot of damage with his elemental skill, but it's literally one elemental skill, and he does lots of elemental skills, so it's like, also kind of pointless. The passive is bad for pretty much everyone besides Navia. And then there's the fact to even get the stacks in the first place, you need to kind of form your team around being able to consistently get crystallized. So you can basically just take out everything past increase attack by 20% if you're thinking about using this for anyone else. It has a lot of base attack, some crit rate, and a 20% attack buff. That's the weapon. And then we have stuff like Serpent Spine, which doesn't have as much base stats, of course, arguably a lot easier to get than Verdict, unless you're 100% free to play. But this is a very universally good weapon on any Claymore DPS. Even in Abyss, you can literally just stand there and wait until you have all 5 stacks, you know? With that little trick, you do need to make sure they are the first one in your party so that they're the one actually out on the field before you start. But if you can keep the 5 stacks, it's literally just a 50% damage increase. And while it does say 1 stack will be removed when you take damage, you don't have to worry about a lot of damage sources. Farina's team-wide HP reduction does not make this go away, not even like fall damage. Burning, you got to be careful about. That will take all stacks away pretty quick. So this should go without saying, but definitely don't get Verdict for anyone besides Navia. I guess one exception could be is if you don't have any 5-star weapons and you just want to summon on the weapon banner. I mean, Mist Splitter is a pretty solid weapon as well. So one other thing I do want to mention that is slightly reverse related, weapons for Navia. I did actually mention in my raising video, and I didn't touch on the Unforged, and a couple people were asking about it, so I'm just going to say this: I don't think it's a bad weapon for her. The 2 main issues I see with it is that there's no crit stats. And yes, I did mention Wolf's Gravestone, which also doesn't have crit stats, but I still think it's worse than Gravestone. The only exception is purely single target, so that you can never get this 80% attack increase, except for the last third of the boss, I guess. But yeah, the other main issue is that your first rotation won't really do anything with the passive. You're only supposed to be normal attacking with Navia after you do her skill. And for like the 40th time, her skill is her biggest source of damage. So by the time you actually have these 5 stacks, she's basically off field again. That being said, it's still an okay weapon for her, mainly because she will usually have a shield and it's increased by 100% then, so the shield strength, I guess that counts for something. So yeah, those are my thoughts on the weapon. I don't think it's very good for anyone besides Navia. The passive is almost completely useless. You get the 20% attack there. It has pretty good main stats for attack scaling DPSs. I usually would try some characters with it, but I don't really see the point. It's really just a stat stick. I mean, I guess when you break it down, everything is a stat stick, but at least with other passives, there could be some interesting things to explore and do and talk about, but putting any other DPS in a team that can consistently produce crystallized just isn't worth it, because the skill damage bonus isn't worth it for 1 skill attack. Those are my thoughts anyway. Feel free to share your own in the comments down below. Dropping a like or subscribing to the channel if you enjoyed is always greatly appreciated as well. Thanks as always for watching, and until next time.